I'm good,
Ah,
bro.
welcome back to the class. I know it's very uncommon class that we have in Saturday. Mungkin kelasnya nggak biasa ya kita lakukan di hari Sabtu, teman-teman. Oke. Karena ini kelas pengganti karena kemarin kita merayakan Christmas. Oke. Bentar, Bro Akmal umumkan dulu di kelas kalau sudah ready nih. Oke. How was your day, everyone? Okay. Is there something interesting today? Adakah yang menarik hari ini, teman-teman? Yang ingin teman-teman ceritakan mungkin ke yang lainnya? Adakah yang ingin menceritakan mungkin pengalamannya hari ini yang menyenangkan? Or in the last week?
Tentunya ada lah, cuman kalau pas mau menceritakan menggunakan bahasa Inggris itu yang menjadi tantangan berat, bro.
Dicampur-campur gak apa-apa, bro. Dicampur-campur gak apa-apa. Campur dengan
Seharian
bahasa Indonesia.
seharian saya gabung di Discord, menarik
Oke.
banget. Nah, salah
Oke, how was
satunya
the Discord?
salah satunya saya dapat rezeki yang cukup banyak, ketemu
Hmm.
dengan partner di situ namanya Sis Bell dan
Hmm.
dan Bro Ubay. Wah, itu mantep banget. Setidaknya saya dapat poin banyak lah meskipun agak-agak kaku gitu.
Oke. Nah, gimana tentang Discordnya? Apa yang bro dapatkan nih dari Discordnya?
Di antaranya cara baca
Hmm.
kayaknya sudah mulai ini beda banget memang bahasa Inggris itu dengan bahasa sehari-hari yang kita pakai.
Hmm.
Bisa ada beberapa kalimat dengan ada beberapa kalimat tulisannya sama tapi artinya berbeda kalau situasinya
Ah,
berbeda dia bilang gitu. Salah
yes.
satunya itu, bro. Mungkin teman-teman yang lain juga punya cerita berbeda, silakan kami juga pengen dengar.
Yes, yes. It's a very interesting group discussion actually that we had in Discord. Nah, bagi teman-teman karena mungkin kelasnya waktunya terbatas ya, jadi kita
Mhm,
sediakan Discord juga. Ya, bagi
mhm,
teman-teman yang masih merasa kebingungan, teman-teman juga bisa menanyakan di tutor-tutor yang ada di Discord tersebut melalui forum
mhm.
kita juga, forum
Ya.
Speaking Partner juga, seperti itu. Nah, and actually every weekend, every Saturday and Sunday, biasanya ada juga sesi-sesi kelas tersendiri di Discord.
Mhm.
Oke, teman-teman yang tertarik join bisa bergabung ke Discord-nya Speaking Partner.
Menariknya lagi, bro, di
Ya,
room Discord itu kita juga bebas apabila kaku, keliru misalnya itu diingetin sama-sama dengan partners yang lain. Itu salah satu menariknya
yes.
yang membuat salah satu saya tertarik yaitu random, random
Oke,
topik,
random.
random topik.
Yes, random topic. Oke. Nah, sebenarnya hampir mirip dengan yang ada di kelas kita, teman-teman. Cuman kalau di kelas kita mungkin partisipannya berakur bagi ke
Mhm.
beberapa bagian yang lebih sedikit. Oke. Kalau di Discord itu bisa random sekali, bisa banyak. Oke. Dan bisa mungkin 50 atau mungkin 20 orang tergantung orang yang hadir di Discord room tersebut.
Mhm.
Oke. Nah, sebenarnya hari ini teman-teman Bro Akmal ingin ngajak teman-teman untuk menceritakan mengenai tutorial. How to tell about tutorial. Oke. Nah, sebentar, Bro Akmal akan sampaikan dulu. Nah, di sini kita akan coba untuk menceritakan tutorial. The goals of today's meeting. Nah, kita akan melakukan review and check and evaluation. Bro Akmal akan melakukan review dan melakukan evaluasi. Oke. Nah, di dalam breakout room nanti, teman-teman, today we are going to do some tutorials. Kita akan melakukan pembuatan tutorial. You can show us how to make something or how to do something. Teman-teman bisa menunjukkan ke yang lainnya cara membuat sesuatu atau cara melakukan sesuatu. Oke. Di sini Bro Akmal ada sedikit contoh nih. How to make brownie, cara membuat brownies. Nah, how to make chicken soup, cara membuat chicken soup. How to make network, cara membuat karya rajut. How to make, how to build a tent, gimana cara membuat tenda. How to make campfire, and so on and so on. Mungkin contoh yang paling sederhana yang Bro Akmal bisa tunjukkan adalah how to make a fried rice. Ini merupakan contoh yang paling simpel. Oke. Dalam komponen how to make a fried rice, oke, tentunya teman-teman yang pertama perlu menjelaskan untuk ingredientnya. Ingredient ini bahan-bahannya ya, teman. We need to have rice, nasi, okay, egg, oil, garlic, sambal. Kalau sambal itu sambalnya teman-teman. Oke. Kecuali kalau tomato sauce, oke. Tomato sauce itu saus tomat. Oke. Kalau untuk kecap bisa menggunakan soy sauce. Kalau kecap manis itu sweet soy sauce. Oke. Kalau soy sauce saja itu biasanya dia kecap asin. Shallots itu kalau di tempat kita itu bawang merah, teman-teman. Bawang merah yang kecil-kecil itu shallots. Oke. Berbeda dengan red onion. Red onion itu seperti bawang bombay yang berwarna merah. Nah, itu namanya red onion. Kalau onion saja itu merujuk ke bawang bombay. Nah, salt and chicken powder, garam dan juga bubuk chicken powder itu kaldu ayam. Beef powder itu kaldu sapi. Setelah kita menjelaskan ingredientnya, kita masuk ke tahap-tahapnya. Chop the garlic and salad. Oke. Potong kecil-kecil garlic, bawangnya, dan juga uh, bawang merahnya dan bawang putihnya. Oke. Turn on your stove. Turn on your stove. Nyalakan kompornya. And put the pan on. Oke. Letakkan penggorengannya, oke, atau wajannya.
So,
And put the oil in. Oke. Put the oil in. Masukkan minyaknya. Oke. Whisk the egg. Kocok telurnya. Whisk itu artinya mengocok. Oke. Whisk the egg. When the oil gets hot, oke, ketika minyaknya sudah panas, gets hot, oke, put the chopped garlic and shallots. Put the chopped garlic and shallots. Masukkan potongan bawang putih dan juga bawang merahnya. Oke. Put the egg, oke, masukkan telurnya, and fry it until it smells good. Nah, dan goreng sampai uh, aromanya enak. Put rice, tomato sauce, salt, chicken powder, and if you want it spicy, jika kamu menginginkannya pedas, if you want it spicy, Anda menginginkannya pedas, put some sambal or some chili sauce. Oke. Kalau chili sauce itu secara general, teman-teman, saus cabai secara general. Tapi kalau sambal, it's unique to Indonesia. Sambal itu unik from us. Nah, mungkin Bro Akmal akan sediakan sedikit cuplikan video deh bagi teman-teman biar kebayang mengenai video tutorial ini. Karena Bro Akmal harapkan teman-teman nggak hanya menjelaskan mengenai how to make something, tapi teman-teman bikin intronya dulu sebelum menjelaskan tentang sesuatu. Oke? Nanti Bro Akmal akan coba contohkan. Tapi kita akan coba cek dulu untuk video yang satu ini. Oke, masih sama teman-teman. It's how to make fried rice. Tapi di sini ada kata-kata pembukanya dulu. Ada kalimat-kalimat pembukanya dulu. Kita akan coba cek dari sini.
I'm going to show you the best way to make fried rice at home. We'll be going over techniques the pros use to make the perfect fried rice. This is Fried Rice 101. Fried rice is a dish that you can have any time of the day, whether that's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or snacks in between. In terms of the cooking process of making fried rice, if you have a really strong fire and a really big wok, you can be done in a couple minutes. Let's get started. One of the most important things about making a good fried rice is to make sure that each rice is separated and fried evenly. The rice that I'm using today is a Japanese short grain rice. This rice tends to have a little bit higher starch content and also a little bit higher fat content, which is what makes it so delicious. I have some leftover rice. I'm just gonna put this out on the sheet and just using my hand here, just trying to separate and make this as even as possible. Once we dry this out, the starch will be a little bit easier to manage and we'll be able to separate each grain of rice. Another reason why we wanna go through this process is so that the rice fries properly and does have a nice crispy texture, but will also help so that this pan doesn't steam up while we're frying the rice. Taking this extra step of drying it out and separating each kernel before we put it into the pan, this will guarantee you better results. So now that we have the rice pretty evenly separated into this sheet tray, I'm gonna go ahead and just put this into the fridge and let it dehydrate overnight. You can feel definitely on this top surface here, it is dry. As we flip to the other side, we can see a little bit of moisture still remaining on the bottom here. But now we can go ahead and start to crumple up each grain and separate this. So now that I have these large chunks out, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse off my hands. Put a little oil on my hands, and I'm gonna start to try and separate each grain from each other. After this process, do not put this back in the fridge. We actually do want to bring this at least to room temperature. The reason for that is also temperature control as we're cooking in the wok or in the pan. If the rice is too cold, it'll then make the pan get cold very quickly, which is also really bad for the fried rice process. Now that our rice is ready, we can go ahead and move on to prepping our other ingredients. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the scallions here and just grabbing the bunch here and just cutting nice and thin rounds. There sometimes is some kind of dirt and sand in between, so I do like to rinse this after I cut them. I definitely would suggest to stay away from any ingredients that are very watery so that this pan doesn't steam up while we're frying the rice. So we're trying to avoid any kind of moisture while we're having the rice in the pan. We're gonna just set this aside. We're gonna work on the onions next. Just keeping the back intact here. Go ahead and make incisions here. And then from here, we're just gonna cut against the slices that we made earlier. I have here 5160 size shrimp. These are already been peeled and deveined, which you can purchase just as is. These particular eggs, these are Jidori eggs, eggs specific from certain types of chickens. It has a really deep yellow color, which is gonna be a great visual for the finished dish. If you can't find eggs like this, just fine to use regular eggs. We're just gonna go ahead and beat the eggs until both the whites and the yolks are fully incorporated. We're ready to cook.
Fully incorporated.
What we're going to be
tercampur.
doing here is cooking everything in stages. This is all about temperature control and making sure that the wok and your pan is super hot throughout this entire process. Generally, the home kitchen, the flame is much weaker than what we are used to in a professional kitchen. And so by separating each of the ingredients and cooking them separately, this is really going to help to ensure that we can maintain that temperature. Because of the shape of the wok itself, it is in a bowl shape, so it actually increases the surface area. And so the way it's designed, the flame should be carrying up the sides of this wok. And so whenever we're cooking in the wok, we want to make sure to be spreading out all the ingredients all the way up to the sides so that we're maximizing the surface area. So now we have our wok, it's getting pretty hot. I'm just going to add some oil here. So we want to make sure that the entire surface is covered with the oil. The oil is smoking, and so I'm going to just take this off the heat at this point, let it cool down for a second, and I'm going to put the eggs in and mix it really well. So the reason why we're doing this, the pan is already hot, and you can see the eggs, even with the residual heat, is already kind of cooking through. What I'm trying to achieve here is no color. And again, we're using these beautiful Jidori eggs, that bright yellow color, so I don't want any browning to occur from this process. Right before it's fully cooked, I'm going to pull it out and place it into the side dish. Now that the eggs are done, I'm gonna put the wok back on the fire, getting the pan back up to really hot temperature, just enough oil to cover the surface. Also, we wanna only partially cook this. We don't wanna cook this all the way through. And so once I put this in, I'm gonna season all the shrimp and just let it sit on one side. And once we kind of see the color start to come out, it shouldn't really take long at all. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this and try to get the other side to cook around the same amount. This should really take less than a minute to get this to halfway cooked. And you can see now the color has changed and kind of this orangish pink color is now coming out from the shrimp. And the moment that we see that any of the raw color on the surface is gone, we're gonna go ahead and take this off the heat. This is ready. This is the most critical and important stage. And so we want to really get this pan now ripping hot as we can get it. What we're trying to achieve is to get all the moisture from the surface of the rice to expel and evaporate. And if the wok is not hot enough, we end up pulling out moisture from the rice, and it's actually going to create more steam and more sogginess, which is the opposite of what we're looking for. Smoking hot pan, throw our onions in. Gonna go ahead and give this a light seasoning. Getting some nice color. And for the amount of shrimp and the amount of eggs I have, I'm gonna use about maybe half of this rice. We're trying to utilize the entire surface area of the wok. Now I'm putting the onions on top of the rice so that the onions can stop cooking, or at least slow down the cooking of the onions, and just having the rice underneath so that really focusing now on frying the rice. Trying my best to utilize the entire surface area of the wok. So I'm just pushing everything out, and so that I have one layer of rice inside the wok. It actually has a lot of surface area. If we want to maximize and utilize that, which is going to help with the speed of the cooking, but also so that the pan doesn't steam and it's not overloaded with product. We can go ahead and hear now that the rice is starting to pop. And so this is a good indication that now the water is evaporating from the rice and it's starting to crisp the surface. You do want to be careful here not to over fry this. You can see here also there's a little bit of clumping happening. This is pretty normal. Once we incorporate all the other ingredients, this will help to separate all the kernels one more time. And so at this point, I think we're ready. I'm going to turn this temperature back up, and I'm going to reintroduce the other ingredients. So I'm going to put in the shrimp here and the eggs, and make sure that the eggs are nice and broken up. And now I'm going to go ahead and incorporate all these ingredients together. And through this process, I am looking at the rice and making sure and trying to separate if there are any clumps at this moment. Do the final seasoning of black pepper. Introduce the soy sauce here, and I'm just going to add this to the edge of the wok. And the reason why I'm doing that is I want really the aroma from the soy sauce, and I don't really need so much of the salinity. I can actually see here on the edge, the soy sauce kind of burnt onto the edge, and so a lot of that salt is still remaining on the side of that wok. In this fried rice, I really want to highlight the shrimp and the eggs. So I'm using salt as my primary seasoning, and using the soy sauce as an extra aroma, and also kind of adding umami to the dish. Just going to go ahead and add a handful of these scallions right at the end. They're nice and thin, so it really doesn't take much to cook through the scallions. So I'm just using the residual heat here, just to incorporate the scallions and add this beautiful green. So everything is now cooked. I'm gonna finish this with a little bit of scallions, just for some color. And there you have it, the perfect way to cook fried rice. And now it's time to taste. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of everything in this bite. What's really important here is all the different textures that's happening here. Shrimp is beautifully cooked, nice and tender. The egg has a nice lusciousness and softness to it. The onions has that little bite in the center, and then the scallions have a different kind of almost crunchy kind of texture. And then the rice itself has a nice little crust on the outside, but still very soft and fluffy in the center. I think that this came out really well, and having all those different flavors and different textures in here, I mean, this is a great fried rice. Fried rice to me is very nostalgic. This is something that I grew up eating a lot. And so anytime that there's any rice left over, or you just have a lot of ingredients, a lot of vegetables that you want to throw into one dish, this is a great way to utilize both. Just by learning a few techniques and understanding a few concepts here, you can go ahead and expand your fried rice adventure. Oh yeah, fantastic.
Oke teman-teman, itu tadi tutorial how to make a fried rice. Sebenarnya untuk tutorial teman-teman tidak harus tentang masak-memasak. Oke, tidak harus tentang masak-memasak. Tapi berdasarkan apa yang teman-teman ahli. Oke, keahlian teman-teman. Apa yang teman-teman pengen kenalkan ke yang lain. Jadi tadi kita memperoleh beberapa informasi. Oke. Ketika kita ingin memperkenalkan how to make something, we would like to introduce how to make something. Di situ ada prolog dulu, ada kata-kata pembukanya. Oke. Semisal di awal tadi, ketika di awal tadi, kita tentunya akan memperkenalkan judul. Oke. Perkenalkan judul. Oke. Introduce the title. Oke. Memperkenalkan judulnya, teman-teman. Oke. Nah, semisal judulnya tentang nasi goreng atau yang lainnya. Oke. Di sini how to make fried rice. Something. But before that, you can also start it by introducing yourself. Mungkin kalau situasi di kelas kita nanti akan acak lagi, mungkin kita bisa introduce ourselves. Okay. Hello, my name is Afal Peter Rahman. Today I'm going to show you. Today I'm going to show you how to make something. Okay. Atau how to build a tent. Setelah teman-teman mengintroduce judulnya, teman-teman berikan sedikit keterangan, okay? Short description about the topic. Teman-teman jelaskan sedikit tentang topiknya, okay? Misal, today I'm going to show you how to make a fried rice. Fried rice is a very popular dish in Indonesia, okay? You can find it in every stall in Indonesia. It's usually eaten as breakfast as well as for dinner. Okay. Nasi goreng merupakan makanan yang populer di Indonesia. Biasanya dimakan pada saat sarapan, bisa juga dimakan saat makan malam. Okay. Kemudian teman-teman lanjutkan. There are lots of varieties of fried rice, but in Indonesia, fried rice, okay, it's very unique because it's usually uh, added with sweet soy sauce. Teman-teman bisa jelaskan mengenai nasi goreng. Oh ya, mungkin nasi goreng di dunia itu banyak. Cuma nasi goreng di Indonesia itu unik karena nasi goreng di Indonesia mungkin menggunakan sambal atau menggunakan um, special ingredients such sweet soy sauce dan lain-lain. Oke. Kemudian teman-teman bisa ceritakan pengalaman teman-teman tentang topik tersebut. Oke. I myself really like fried rice. It's something that I grew up eating with. Okay. Ini merupakan sesuatu yang saya makan dari kecil sampai sekarang. Grew up eating. Grew up to do something, ya. Maksudnya gitu. Setelah teman-teman memperkenalkan short description-nya, teman-teman baru masuk ke step-stepnya. Okay. The first thing that you need to do before making fried rice is preparing for the ingredient. Hal pertama yang teman-teman harus lakukan ketika membuat fried rice, teman-teman harus menyiapkan bahannya. Okay. And also the equipment, perlengkapannya. I usually use gas stove. Saya biasanya menggunakan kompor gas. Okay. And I also use ordinary pan. Okay. But it's recommended actually to use wok. Nah, wok itu semacam wajan yang khusus dari Cina, teman-teman. Biasanya digunakan untuk membuat nasi goreng yang berbentuk setengah lingkaran. Itu namanya wok. Tapi kalau teman-teman ingin menggunakan pan, it's okay. Teman-teman mention juga di situ. Okay. Equipment-nya, alternatifnya. Nah, first of all, baru masuk ke tahap-tahapnya. Kira-kira apa aja yang kalian mau lakukan? First of all, we have to prepare rice. Okay. This type of rice is a bit starchy. Okay. Lebih banyak kandungan starch atau tepungnya. Jadi mungkin agak lengket. Nah, we can use leftover rice. Leftover itu sisa. Jadi nasi sisa kemarin, leftover. Itu akan membuat deskripsi atau tutorial teman-teman menjadi lebih panjang. Okay, jadi tidak hanya hello, today I would like to tell you about how to make fried rice. First of all, you have to do this, and do this. No, okay. Tapi teman-teman expand di sini. Okay. Jadi ada pembukanya. Okay. Introduce ourselves, mengintroduce topiknya, berikan sedikit short description. Okay. Perkenalkan juga, introduce the equipment as well as the ingredients perhaps. Okay. hubung-hubungnya. Nah, oke. Baru teman-teman masuk ke stepnya, masuk ke step-stepnya. Oke. Setelah teman-teman masuk ke step-stepnya dan akhirnya jadi, oke, teman-teman bisa tambahkan di sini sebuah tips atau trivia, a fun fact. Oke, tips and trick. Mungkin ada cara cepatnya untuk melakukan hal tersebut, atau mungkin teman-teman bisa menjelaskan kendala. Oke. Atau teman-teman bisa menggunakan obstacle. Oke. Kendala yang dihadapi orang yang baru mencoba membuat ini. Kendalanya apa aja? Oke. Kemudian baru masuk. I do hope you enjoy this tutorial and I hope this tutorial helps you. Seperti ini teman-teman. Oke. Jadi kita akan coba untuk membuat tutorial, cuma kita usahakan tutorialnya bukan tutorial yang kaku, bukan tutorial yang biasa, cuma kita akan menambahkan detail-detail di dalam. Seperti itu. Dari sini adakah yang ingin ditanyakan?
Menurut Akmal, apakah harus spesifik seperti itu?
Spesifik seperti apa maksudnya?
Ya,
Langkah-langkahnya.
maksudnya, iya,
Ya, kalau langkah-langkahnya diusahakan seperti ini, agar apa? Agar meruntut, yang pertama runtut. Kemudian em, penjelasannya itu bisa panjang. Penjelasannya agar bisa panjang dan tidak tidak melompat-lompat sehingga orang mendengarkannya jadi bingung. Oh, ini maksudnya apa?
oke.
Ketika kita menjelaskan sesuatu secara terstruktur, kita akan mempermudah orang untuk memahami apa yang kita lakukan. Mungkin kendala di kita teman-teman, mungkin dalam bahasa Indonesia itu em, kita terbiasa menggunakan kalimat yang kurang lengkap. Kita jarang menggunakan bahasa-bahasa yang baku. Padahal kalau dalam bahasa Inggris, se-casual-casualnya bahasa Inggris, mereka tetap mempertahankan beberapa struktur. Subjek itu harus ada, verb atau predikat, oke. Noun kata benda, atau adverb, oke. Keterangan. Atau kata-kata yang tidak memiliki subjek bisa diganti menggunakan auxiliary verbs atau biasa disebut to be ya. Oke. Bersifat seperti itu. Usahakan seminimal-minimalnya kalau teman-teman menggunakan bahasa Inggris, minimal harus ada subject and verb. Seminimal-minimalnya. Tapi kalau untuk yang satu ini, yang di bawahnya ini, teman-teman pastikan mempunyai sampai adjektifnya. Tapi kalau untuk kata kerja, teman-teman minimal punya sampai kata kerja. Seperti itu. Itu adalah tips dari Bro Akmal ketika teman-teman menyusun kata-kata dalam bahasa Inggris, pastikan teman-teman mengerti ini. Oke, subject, verb, and noun. Kemudian dalam bahasa Indonesia mungkin tidak semua kata bisa diterjemahkan. Oke. Mungkin ada kata-kata yang sulit untuk diterjemahkan atau uncommon ya. Oke. Teman-teman bisa menggunakan kata-kata yang mirip atau berdekatan. Oke. Menggunakan arti yang mirip. Nah, mungkin hal ini bakal sering kalian temukan kalau teman-teman latihan speaking. Seperti itu teman-teman. Ada lagi yang ingin ditanyakan? Belum
Maaf
ada?
Bu, nomor 7
Ya.
apa ya itu? Nomor 7 apa ya?
Oke. Ini
Obstacle,
adalah obstacles, ini kendala.
obstacle. Oh, kendala. Kendala
Kendala.
membuatnya gitu ya.
Nah,
Obstacles.
nah, teman-teman bisa tambahkan, oke, kendalanya apa aja sih biasanya kalau orang yang baru membuat. Ini oh mungkin kompornya kegedean atau mungkin keasinan. Ya, it's too salty, semisal. The obstacle for those who started making nasi goreng for them is the first time to make fried rice is perhaps you don't know uh, the exact measurement for salt, peppers, salt. Oke. Ukuran yang tepat untuk uh, garam dan juga mungkin bumbu-bumbu yang lain seperti itu. Sekali lagi ini tidak terbatas pada nasi goreng, teman-teman. Teman-teman bisa expand ini sesuai dengan keahlian teman-teman. Oke. Mungkin kalau teman-teman yang guru bisa menjelaskan mengenai how to teach kids, how to cara mengajarkan sesuatu ke orang lain. Seperti itu bisa juga. Kalau teman-teman yang memiliki keahlian teknis juga bisa dikenalkan juga ke yang lain. Kalau teman-teman yang suka memancing, teman-teman bisa jelaskan juga bagaimana cara mendapatkan ikan dengan eh, banyak dalam 1 jam. Misal seperti itu. Tergantung dengan keahlian. Oke. Nah, makanya Bro Akmal tadi sampaikan dulu di grup supaya teman-teman memiliki waktu untuk memikirkan kira-kira nanti mau bawain apa sih. Seperti itu. Dan agak tidak terlalu kaget juga. Oke, teman-teman. Ada yang ingin ditanyakan lagi?
Rockmal,
Iya.
I want to introduce about playing badminton. It's okay.
Ah, that's okay. That's okay. Nah,
Thank you.
how to play badminton? You can show them the techniques. Nah, you can teach them about the techniques. Nah, teknik-tekniknya bagaimana? Nah, oke, seperti itu teman-teman. Bagi teman-teman yang masih kesulitan dengan vocabulary-nya, teman-teman bisa menggunakan bahasa Indonesia, tapi teman-teman ingat-ingat nanti vocabulary-nya supaya teman-teman bisa tanyakan di akhir untuk evaluasi ke berapa. Oke, teman-teman. Nah, oke. Kalau begitu teman-teman akan Bro Akmal assign ke breakout room-nya. Oke. Mungkin 6 sampai 7 partisipan for each breakout room. Teman-teman nanti bisa mendiskusikan siapa yang ingin memulainya terlebih. Oke. Oke. Untuk breakout room sudah berapa bukan? Silakan bisa bergabung ke breakout room-nya masing-masing. Halo teman-teman, silakan yang belum bergabung bisa bergabung ke breakout room-nya masing-masing.
I go to work in the company. So, okay.
Oke teman-teman, I do apologize for closing the breakout room for sudden, but I think we've reached the limit times for the breakout. Okay. Perhaps do you have any question about the breakout rooms, or is there any vocabularies or sentences that you uh, probably have a difficulties in saying it? Mungkin teman-teman adakah kesulitan kata atau kesulitan pengucapan kalimat dari praktis tadi, teman-teman?
Banget, bro.
Oke, banyak. Nah, apakah teman-teman masih ingat? Nah, nanti bisa ditanyakan ke berapa. Bisa berapa bantu untuk menyusunkan kalimat. Semisal seperti apa?
Misalnya, saya kan tadi bercerita tentang cara saya tunjukkan cara memasak kopi, membuat kopi.
Hmm, Oke.
Dari dari situ aja sudah kebingungan saya tadi.
Okay. So I will probably give you an example. So hello, my name is Akmal Abidul Rahman, but you can call me Akmal. And today I will show you how to make a proper cup of coffee. Okay. Now we do all know that everyone loves coffees. Okay. I I think most of us love coffee. How about you guys? Do you love coffee? Oh yes, and so on. Reaksinya bisa berbeda. Dan gitu. Teman-teman bisa menjadi interaktif juga. Okay. So there are especially two types of coffee bean in Indonesia, but I will not cover about the details about it. But instead, I will show you how to make a perfect cup of coffee. Okay. First of all, I would like to introduce the ingredient and the equipment. Okay. The ingredients, of course, you have to have a coffee bean. Okay. You can use varieties of coffee bean, or you can use coffee beans from different varieties. Either it's Arabica or Robusta. Okay. But I will probably go with Arabica because I love, okay, the characteristic, the light flavor of the Arabica coffee, okay, and then the acidity, okay, the fruitiness of the Arabica coffee, okay. So I will show you how to make a perfect cup of coffee from Arabica coffee, okay. First of all, make sure you have 250 milliliters of water, okay, a gas stove, okay. You can use any stove that you have at home, okay, but I think gas stove is going to be much more practical, okay. And you can also uh, use, for instance, a pan, sorry, or a teapot, okay. First thing that you have to do is you have to turn on the gas stove, okay. You turn on the gas stove and you need to boil the water until it boils. It's more or less about 5 minutes. Anda perlu mendidihkannya kurang lebih 5 menit. After the water is boiled, okay, you need to prepare the coffee that you would like to introduce. Okay, make sure you make 200, for instance, 10 grams of coffee for one serving of cup of coffee. Okay. Satu penyajian cangkir kopi. After the water boils, uh, you can pour it directly into the cup. Okay. which was filled by coffee, yang sudah diisi oleh coffee. Afterward, you stir the coffee. Okay. Anda mengaduk kopinya. Okay. And let it rest for 5 minutes. Okay. Until all coffee powder is collected into the bottom of the cup. Sampai semua bubuk kopinya terkumpul di bawah gelasnya. Okay. Afterward, you can enjoy your coffee whatever you like. Teman-teman bisa menikmati kopinya. Terserah teman-teman mau menikmatinya seperti apa. Okay. If you would like to make an iced coffee, I suggest you to let it rest until it cools down. Okay. Up to room temperature. Okay. Up to room temperature. Sampai ke suhu ruangan. Setelah itu, and then you can add an ice or several blocks of ice into a glass. Seperti itu. Jadi, walaupun kelihatannya membuat kopi itu simple, teman-teman bisa menambahkan detail-detail di dalamnya sehingga uh, membuat cup of coffee itu tidak terkesan membosankan, tidak terkesan langsung selesai. Seperti itu. Ada lagi teman-teman yang ingin ditanyakan mungkin?
Bro Akmal, mungkin
Yes.
eh, di break room ada peningkatan sebetulnya kan. Tadi kan ketika ada pakai bahasa Indonesia dibantu oleh kawan-kawan. Mungkin perkembangan sejak
Mm-mm.
kemarin mungkin enggak. Kawan-kawan sebetulnya kayak bagi yang sudah mahir kan pun dia semakin mahir bahasa Inggrisnya. Dan kita terbantu juga.
Ya,
Jadi perkembangan break room yang hari ini. Mudah-mudahan ke depan seperti itu juga, bro.
oke. Siap, siap. Jadi kalau teman-teman ada yang kesulitan bisa tanyakan juga ke Bro. Kalau Bro Akmal sedang mengunjungi ke breakout room-nya teman-teman, selain dengan teman-teman. Oke. Nah, dan mungkin Bro Akmal akan memberikan sedikit koreksi karena Bro Akmal tidak bisa mengkoreksi semuanya at once. Mungkin satu persatu ketika Bro Akmal di situ. Semisal pemilihan katanya. Uh, Kemudian kata tersebut harus dirangkai seperti apa. For instance, seperti tadi, how to make uh, smoothies from bean sprout juice. Okay. It's beneficial for our health, especially for our brain's health, okay. For our cognitive health, untuk kesehatan kognitif kita. Kita bisa mengganti kata brain juga dengan kata kognitif. Seperti itu, teman. Jadi teman-teman bisa menggunakan kata-kata yang similar, yang sama padanan. Seperti itu. Ada lagi teman-teman pertanyaan atau gimana deh kesannya tentang breakout room hari ini, teman-teman?
Pretty good, coach.
Really good? Oke.
Yeah, I'm very enjoy.
Oke. Kalau teman-teman menikmati breakout room hari ini dan jika belum ada yang ditanyakan lagi, kita mungkin akan sambung untuk kelas kita di hari Senin, teman-teman. Oke.
Senin
And
topiknya apa,
thank
coach?
you. Ya,
Senin topiknya apa?
Senin. Wait, let me see. Let me check. Okay. It's about my future dreams.
Oh,
Future
that's very
dreams.
interesting.
About future. So you will probably use more future tense, either a simple future or perhaps future continuous. Mungkin dua itu yang teman-teman akan sering gunakan. Oke. Teman-teman bisa mengeksplor untuk mimpinya. Kemudian teman-teman bisa ceritakan secara lebih runtut ordernya seperti apa. Oke. Kalau tadi Bro Akmal memberikan contoh order untuk membuat tutorial, langkah pertama yang kita terangkan seperti apa, kedua seperti apa, ketiga seperti apa. Oke. Bro, aku rasa order tersebut bisa digunakan juga untuk pertemuan selanjutnya. Oke. Mungkin itu dulu teman-teman untuk kelas kita di hari Sabtu ini. I do apologize karena kelasnya diadakan di hari Sabtu, but don't worry, tomorrow we will have a proper holiday, teman-teman. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoy your holiday and see you again tomorrow. Probably we will have BLL terlebih dahulu, jargon terlebih dahulu sebelum kita tutup kelasnya. Okay. So everyone, speaking partner.
We
We are
are
the
the
best
best
partner.
partner.
Best partner. Thank you, Bro
Thank
Akmal.
Okay,
Thank
thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Bro Akmal.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
class
teaching
today.
us.
you.
Happy
Thank you.
weekend,
Hey,
guys.
Happy weekend ya.
hey, happy weekend everyone.
Happy weekend Bro Akmal.
Happy weekend for everyone.
Iya.